before the show
We're
actually
now live on
starts.
YouTube as well.
All right.
We are now live on YouTube. Okay. Hello everyone, and
What's
welcome
good?
to Talkin Tech with Jake and Tim, episode 17.
Oh boy.
So I guess we'll just jump right into it. So here we go. Okay.
Nice little snap there. I liked that.
Oh yes, the jerry rig everything.
Yeah.
Trademarked.
Is it trademarked?
No, I don't think
can't-
you can.
you can't-
I
you
don't
can-
think
you
you can
can't
trademark a
You
snap.
can't trademark a hand movement. Yeah, that seems illegal. All right.
So before we kick this off, I just want to say make sure that you stay tuned for this. Over the next couple of weeks is going to be a lot of new tech coming out. We have an Apple event rumored to be here on the 23rd of March. We also have, it says a OnePlus event is also on the 23rd, so that'll be interesting to see. And then we also have Samsung's event coming up very soon as well. So there's going to be a lot of new tech stuff coming out.
A wild tech
Yeah,
expo
we got the
has appeared.
OnePlus 9.
Didn't they just come out with the 8 Pro?
I don't think so. That was like last year. 'Cause I did a live
alright.
stream on that.
Oh, okay.
And then I forget about the Samsung released their phones. I don't know if they're
Oh
coming
no,
out with
I'm thinking of
something
Oppo,
else. Oppo.
which did just release their trade.
They
They
released
just
the
opened their
phone.
trade embargo.
Yeah. And then Apple's supposed to be releasing AirTags, AirPods, maybe
Wait.
a
What are
new iMac.
AirTags?
They're like tiles, but more expensive and Apple and better quality.
What? So they're just. I don't understand. What do you mean better quality?
Like they're premium. Like they're like tiles made out of like, I think it's made out of like plastic and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
You know
plastic. That's what comes to mind when I think premium.
No. That's what tiles made out of. I'm saying Apple's is gonna be like metal and like silicone and stuff like that.
Oh, so it's
Do you know
like
what
tile, but if you want to pay more.
Yeah, and it works with like the Find My app and stuff. So people that have Apple products are gonna buy it, but people that don't are not.
Perfect. That
Okay.
sums up most.
It's
Apple
basically-
products,
it's an
other than
Apple tile.
maybe MacBooks and also iPhones.
So maybe a new
And
iMac,
AirPods.
new iMac, and there will be AirPods. There was a new leak today. They kind of look like AirPods Pro, but they're
Do you
gonna be
think they're
like
gonna
$150, which is good.
So it's probably AirPods Pro minus the noise cancellation or something like that.
Yeah, and you'll have the option to either do in ear or do the ear tips. Like you can switch off. Like they'll have both built in, which is kind of
interesting.
cool. Which I think
That's
is pretty
interesting. I mean, hopefully they're just better than the AirPods Max. That should be what Apple is shooting for. It's like, let's not have another trash product.
cool. Okay.
Okay.
Um,
What's the first story?
But anyway, all right. So the first one is actually Apple, which is the title of this video. So Apple, finally, it's about time. They have discontinued the HomePod, and they're now focusing on the HomePod Mini, which I have. And
I was like,
really
didn't they just
enjoying.
release that? Like,
Yeah, no. They released
No,
the
you're-
HomePod,
the
and that's
full-size
like
one, yeah,
what's
yeah.
that like? $300? I think it's like $300.
I don't know.
I'm gonna go to Apple.com. Apple.com. Music.
yeah. Apple eventually dropped the price to $299 in April 2019.
Okay,
it used to
yeah.
be. It was $350 at launch. $299.
Yeah, and then it was $299, and then now
April.
it says under Buy HomePod, it says while supplies last. So apparently they've been discontinued.
I'm not
because-
surprised HomePod.
Not
still low.
very many people bought them. I do know a fair amount of people I think have bought the HomePod Mini, including myself, and I've actually been really enjoying it. Like I thought I was just gonna.
It's
return it.
Amazon Alexa if you decided to pair it with a speaker and you wanted to pay more for that privilege.
Yeah, I the sound quality on it is like really good for the form factor. I'm really enjoying mine.
This is fair.
And the thing where you can like walk up and just like touch your phone to it. I also really like that because if
That's
I'm just
definitely
like
cool.
watching something or listening to it, I just walk up, tap it, and then
I
transfers.
am not a huge fan of that like smart speaker home control device in general.
Yeah,
Because I think
I only
if you
use
want a good speaker, you would just get a good speaker. That's my opinion.
yeah. I don't know. It also looks kind of cool too, in my
I'm not a
opinion.
fan of it. I mean, obviously, in something like that, it's definitely like
It's
super subjective.
that's opinion
So,
based. Yeah, yeah.
oh, that's what I just said. It's very subjective. So I can't argue with that. I like a lot of Apple's design stuff. I must say I don't love the look of the Apple Watch, and I don't love the look of the HomePod. Um, I
I
do
think
like
I'm
the
like
AirPods.
fine. I'm fine with the
I
Apple Watch.
love the MacBooks.
I'd rather the Apple Watch be circular though, like an actual
Yeah, I
watch. If I'm
agree.
gonna
I
be
wish it
honest.
looked
Yeah.
more like a normal watch. I'm not a huge
Yeah.
fan of the square design, especially when Apple Watches, compared to a lot of other watches, are relatively thick. I don't think it's a good look for it. But Apple,
Yeah.
in their endless quest to just do something different, because why not?
They're also the number
Uh,
one selling smartwatch by a lot. Like
okay,
it's not even close.
Linus has a very good point, and that's that most of the reason for that is because nobody has a half decent, nobody else has a half decent wearable.
Yeah, I know, but I'm
Um,
just that's
they don't have a whole lot of
still.
competition on that market.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Although
yeah.
I think Samsung has been rumored to be trying to release something new.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if I end up getting a Samsung in the fall, I will probably get a Samsung wearable because I actually do like the look of their old wearables. Now they're
My dad
old,
has
and
one of those. They're
but,
I mean, yeah, it's like yeah, it's
but
pretty
I like the
decent.
look of them, so I might pick myself up one of those.
Yeah. Or you
Okay.
can do what Linus did, where he just bought an Apple Watch and then uses it with his Galaxy
I
Note 9.
know, but I that's bad luck.
Anyway,
No.
yeah. So they discontinued the HomePod because no one really bought it. It was a great like speaker. Like if you wanted to buy a speaker that
Yeah.
had that it was basically a speaker first and then like a smart device because like no one really used
But the way
it.
they marketed it was pretty terrible.
They didn't market it and the price was just too high again.
They marketed it as like a competitor to the Alexa Home or whatever the big one is, and that was like I think half the
they
price
just
at
Amazon
launch.
Alexa.
I think it was,
One of the features that I do think they were the first ones to do it, and I thought it was a great idea. If you bought two of them, you could do the stereo
you
pair
could
mode,
sync
which
them
you can
and pair
still
them.
do
Yeah,
like with the minis. Like I was thinking about getting a second one so you can do stereo pair, but
yeah, 100%. That was a good move. I am a fan of that.
one of
But
the things I
this comes
hate
back to
though,
my point though is that I think that's a lot of the appeal of a speaker system like the HomePod Mini is if you can have them in every room in your house and you
yeah,
got sound no
exactly,
matter where you
yeah.
go. But then
But no one's gonna
the
spend
upfront cost is
$300.
so expensive.
Yeah, no one's gonna spend.
$300. It's
Yeah,
more than that. In my house is relatively small. In my house, it would be $500 minimum, and
no.
that
I'm
would be
saying
if I lived
if you
alone.
were getting the actual HomePod, not the mini. If you're getting the actual
Oh,
HomePod, $300 like a
$300
room, which
per
is like
room is absurd.
yeah.
Maybe more if like in a big space, like maybe a big living room, you might want two for the stereo effects. Maybe that's
Something that's
$600.
not really good about it though, which I don't really like, is the latency on it is like terrible.
Really
So bad. Like when you're
interesting.
watching content, it's not that bad. But if I press pause or play on a song, it'll take another 4 or 5 seconds and then it will stop.
Interesting. That actually, I've had speakers that have that same issue, and I find
Because
it
it's like not
extremely
it's
annoying.
like not Bluetooth. It's like AirPlay.
It's like
So it's like
AirPlay, yeah, so it's
I
like a
don't
little
know.
slower.
It's weird. But I think it like it's some form of Bluetooth. I don't know. It's weird. But
I suspect it would work off Bluetooth. It would seem like a pretty
yeah.
big departure for them to not use Bluetooth for that
I
because
don't know
it's
what
just
AirPlay
it makes so much
uses. Let's
sense.
look up. What does AirPlay use?
I'm just gonna look up what is AirPlay.
What? No. How does AirPlay work? Let's see. Nope, that's not it. Does AirPlay use Bluetooth? AirPlay 2, by contrast, is a proprietary wireless platform that is it's dependent on Wi-Fi. It's a purpose, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's on Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Most AirPlay devices also support Bluetooth. Yeah.
Okay, so it tries to like bridge the gap there.
Their new AirPlay 2 is actually really good. Like you can a lot of TVs have them built in, which is kind of
Nice.
cool. And I think that fixes some of the latency. But anyway, they discontinued the HomePod. No one's really sad about it because the HomePod Mini is just way better.
Yep.
And so yeah. Let's see. Next up, T-Mobile's long-promised 5G home broadband will launch later this month. So it's been a limited 4G pilot apparently for the past 2 years. Um, so 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 it's testing the 4G one in 100,000 households, and by the end of the year, T-Mobile says it hopes to extend the service to 7 to 8 million customers within 5 years. What? This sentence doesn't really make any sense. It says by the end of the year, which is this year, T-Mobile says it hopes to extend the service to 7 to 8 million customers within 5 years.
Maybe they have the capacity to do that over 5 years.
I
Like they're
guess.
still putting the infrastructure in place, maybe. Yeah, that seems like some strange wording there.
Yeah. So basically, what this seems like, and I think that I've been saying this for a while. Like I talk about it all the time with my dad, is that like eventually, I think like we're not gonna have Xfinity, Dish, DirecTV, which is smart. Why AT&T or they bought or did AT&T buy them or either way?
I think they bought AT&T.
No, it was the
I
other way around.
think.
No, other way around. Other way around. AT&T
Okay.
bought them to get all their cable stuff because now I think that all the ISPs are going to be gone and cell phone signals are going to be so strong that they're just going to give you a router to put in your house like T-Mobile, which I think what this is, and they'll be your internet provider.
Okay. That seems ambitious. I would say right now this technology is not there yet, and I would venture to say it's not going to be there at least at a marketable cost for the next 5 years minimum.
I think that's why I said 5 years until.
But if they are, yeah, I guess that's probably why.
Yeah.
But if they are, I agree. I think, I mean, that's already a thing you can do. You can actually get like routers and put like a large broadband phone connection to them. Like that is something you can actually do.
What do you mean? Like
They have like, I mean, it depends on your network cost, but most people just want to be able to have like a home phone. And so you can actually buy, it's literally these little like boxes and you can put like a SIM card in them and they'll just get.
oh
data.
yeah, they can be your home phone.
Yeah, like that's already kind of a thing, kind of. A big asterisk there.
I have
but
one of those, or we used to use it. I don't think we use it anymore because of Wi-Fi calling. But we used to have like this box, which you would hook it up to your internet, and then it would extend the wireless like Sprint network or whatever, like through this thing.
yeah. So like this technology is already here in some capacity, but I think it'll be a while until it is
Yeah.
mature enough.
Well, yeah. Once 5G becomes like stronger, I think that it will actually be a thing.
I'm not sure if 5G is even going to be able to handle it. I mean, it depends. Yeah, I mean, I'm not super big into mobile data streaming stuff. Like that's not my forte. My guess is if this is gonna be viable, they're gonna have to do like what Elon Musk is doing. Like they're
Yeah,
gonna. I don't think
Starlink.
phone towers are gonna be able to do it. I think they're gonna have to start put satellites into space, which is
Maybe.
gonna create a whole new host of issues.
I
Which is
don't
to
know
say,
though.
if every ISP tries to launch stuff,
I feel like it. I don't know.
So here's the thing. It's very hard to put up a new phone tower, and there's a couple reasons for that. The biggest is you have to get town or city approval, and
Yeah.
nobody wants a phone tower next to their house. It actually decreases your property value because it's ugly. Like that's not.
But you have
It's
a really
not something
strong, But you have a
desirable.
really strong signal.
But nobody cares because if you're at your house, you have Wi-Fi. So nobody like that's a hard thing to do. Not to mention permit issues. I would say money, but they got the cash to do it. That's not the worry for them. It's mostly permit stuff and then getting town approval, which could be a huge pain. So I think they're gonna have to come up with some innovative way. Maybe it's just making phone towers smaller. Maybe it's making them small enough that they can hide them in like forests, like they're not taller than trees. Because then it wouldn't be an eyesore, and then that's the town issue out of the way, and the permit stuff is probably pretty easy to get around. Then, like, I don't know what the solution is gonna be, but I suspect there's going to need to be some innovation in there.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, all done.
Yeah, that's all I have to say.
Next up, so apparently Apple is suing an 11-year-old veteran MacBook designer for allegedly stealing trade secrets for a journalist.
Sorry, the way you said that made it sound like Apple was suing an 11-year-old, and I was like,
Yeah,
never mind.
they are suing an 11.
They're suing an 11-year-old who also happened to be a MacBook designer.
Yeah.
No, so
Apple is suing
for a journalist.
Simon Lancaster, a former product
That
design architect.
sounds familiar.
Yeah, that does.
Why would I have known that?
I'm gonna look him up. You keep reading the article.
All right. Apple is suing Simon Lancaster, a former product design architect at the company, accusing him of selling trade secrets and details on unreleased Apple products to an unnamed media correspondent. Lancaster apparently did this in hopes of gaining publicity for his next venture after leaving Apple. Apple Insider first reported on the legal filing. Okay, so right off the bat, my first instinct is to say Apple would not openly accuse somebody unless they had some pretty legit evidence for this.
Yeah.
And in addition, leaks happen all the time, and in a company as big as Apple, they have to play into them for the most part because they're just inevitable. When you have that many people working on a project, it's inevitable it's going to get leaked. That said, they try and keep stuff under wraps, and they do have
they make
NDAs.
Them sign NDAs.
Yeah, like there's a reason that those exist. So
because there were like two designers or whatever, or no, two members on the team of like the HomePod Mini that said that they'd been working on it. Was it that? I think it was that, or the AirPods Max. May have been AirPods Max that had been working on it for like a bunch of years. And they were so excited once the product launched because then they could like talk about it with like all their like friends and family and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean that's a cool thing for a lot of them. So, I suspect. So here's the other thing: is that because this is the type of person I am, I'm going to ask you from a moral stance. Do you think this is wrong? Legally, he's probably in the wrong. Apple doesn't tend to accuse people unless they have evidence, and if you're working on that high up, you have almost certainly signed several NDAs.
Yeah.
So,
and you have a responsibility to the company.
And for a company, if he actually did hope to gain publicity for his next venture, he was not working for the good of Apple. He was working for the good of himself, which arguably is fine. But I would say you should have at least some allegiance to your company. You should at least hope that they do well.
Apple can sometimes go too over the top on stuff like that. I forget what I was watching, but like they accused someone of like leaking something and he didn't, and he ended up like dying.
Yeah, like getting slammed for it.
No,
yeah,
like, he decided he like.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Because he was under like a ton of pressure or something like that. Like they were gonna put him away for a long time.
That's terrible.
Yeah, they like really crack down on their like leaks and stuff, which is like hard to imagine because like we hear them like every other like day.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. God, now you're making me feel bad for saying that he probably did it.
No. But if they have evidence, then like
I think it pretty likely they have evidence. I would guess that's probably a pretty outlier situation there. Lawsuit also claims that Lancaster.
I'm just not.
Okay. Yeah. So, has he left yet?
Him?
Lancaster.
Yeah.
He's left.
He started working for the company in 2008 and spent 11 years. So, yeah, he left in 2019.
Okay.
He worked on the 13-inch and 15-inch MacBook Pro with touch bar redesigns along with unreleased Apple products.
Oh, so this is just a copy of the court filing.
Yeah.
Want me to read it again?
The whole thing?
Yeah.
No.
Alright, well, I'll start on page 1. Introductions.
What? No, I just said no.
Plaintiff,
no.
Apple Inc. Apple. brings this action to stop the misappropriation of Apple's trade secrets by its former employer, Simon Lancaster. Or
No,
sorry, I should
thank
read it.
you.
Case 521 CV 01707, document 1, filed on March 11th, 2021. Are you like desperately trying to mute me or something?
What? Oh no, I was looking for the next article. This one looks really interesting.
All right.
So apparently there are these new 3D printed homes in Austin that are going for $450,000.
Oh, those aren't new. They've been 3D printing homes for a while.
Really? I did not
Yeah.
know that.
Most of them
The
don't look this nice.
the printing process takes about a week.
Yeah, most of them don't look this nice. But 3D printed homes, I want to say the first one was like a college senior. It was like this was his like engineering project was he 3D printed houses.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's like I
I
see.
have
I
seen
saw
this
that.
stuff
Yeah,
before.
yeah. I saw. Now I'm watching the video. It says. Well, I watched the Jerry Rig everything. Like he 3D printed a statue out of a concrete, and then he put it in like the what's inside guy's like backyard or whatever.
I don't know anything about that, but I've seen this process before.
Yeah, yeah.
You
So I
can
saw it
3D
in
print
that
with like
video.
crazy stuff. Like people
So
have been
yeah,
3D printing with like candy. Like they
there was
just make.
TechSmart did like a video and he like 3D printed pancakes. That looked really good.
I will say, $400,000 in Texas takes you a long way. Like this is a
Yeah.
much bigger house than I was expecting. I guess a lot of that is because it's brand new, but interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, 3D printing technology is
It's come a long way.
it's come a long way. I wonder what this will do to like tradesman industry. Like electrical will be fine, but like construction, is this going to be the new thing? Is you have to be an
Yeah.
engineer capable of operating? Because that's a danger to a lot of people's jobs. Carpentry, I guess carpentry are probably fine. They're still gonna have to put up walls and stuff. Like I bet a lot of it is gonna pretty protected, but like especially the construction industry. That
Well, and
said,
they'll need people to move all these machines and operate them.
this stuff is pretty exclusive. I bet this is about as big as you're gonna be able to make it. Like you're not gonna be 3D printing a skyscraper anytime soon. So I bet a lot of construction jobs are safe, but a small, a couple bedroom house, apparently these things are capable of it. So
That's crazy.
interesting. It is crazy. It's totally crazy.
Let's see.
It's crazy.
You know what else is crazy?
That LTTshop.com is or LTTstore.com is LTTstore.com. Just kidding. What's your thing? TTPmerch.com.
No.
It's not a thing anymore.
Beeple sold an NFT for $69 million.
I'm sorry, what?
So until October, the most Mike Winkelmann, the digital artist known as a Beeple, had ever sold a print for was $100. Today, or a couple days ago, on March 11th, 2021, an NFT of his work sold for $69 million. So an NFT...
Oh, at Christie's. That's a very famous auction for the record.
Yeah, so an NFT is basically... if you buy a painting in real life and it costs a ton of money, this is kind of like an online version of that, and so you get this access token because people can find this image anywhere, like, and re-upload it and stuff. But if you have this token, it means like you own the rights.
You own the rights. Yeah.
And so it sold for, I think it was like 60 million, and then with taxes and fees, it was like $69 million or something like that.
That's crazy.
That's what this article says. So he put,
Good for him, man.
yeah.
Good
So
for
one
him.
of his NFT, resold for wow. So this dude's making a lot of money.
Make a bank. Make a
So
bank out here.
It's called the first 5,000 days. I think it must have like, is that like 5,000 pictures in it or something?
I guess.
That is crazy.
Seems like a reasonable assumption.
Yeah. Wow. This thing is crazy. But yeah, so it's a lot of money for an online painting.
I do not have that much money to spend on painting.
Yeah, I don't either.
Also, why wouldn't you like? I guess if you have that much money to spend on a painting, you already have like a nice car and a nice house. But like, why wouldn't you just buy another nice house?
You could buy so many houses with that
Buy
money.
so many houses with that, or you could buy one insane house with
You
that.
could you could buy, um, you could buy 69 $1 million houses,
This is true.
and that's
You
still like
could
a
do
nice house. And if you wanted to buy like a $500,000 house, you could buy whatever 69 times two is.
138, something like
Yeah,
that.
that's a lot of houses.
Big brain. Uh,
Quick maths.
quick maths. It's probably wrong too. Um, yeah, no, that's right. Okay, that's all I have to say on this. Good for him. Love seeing artists getting appreciation. I would not spend that much money on art.
Yeah, I would not either.
That's
Let's see. Twitter plans to let anyone start hosting Twitter Spaces in April. So, I
cool.
believe. So is Twitter Spaces that thing where you can just like talk to people? It's like
Dude, I don't know.
I think
I
it's
barely
like
even look at Twitter.
I think it's like oh it's supposed to compete with the Clubhouse app, which I still have not been accepted into yet. You can
Oh,
believe
that's
that.
tough.
I know. Signed up.
Cry me a river.
I know. So yeah, so right now you're not able to create one unless you've like been invited to or whatever. But now everyone will be able to next month. So I don't know. It's kind of stupid. Um, I don't think a lot of people are gonna use it. Next up, Adobe Photoshop now runs natively on the M1 Max. Apparently, there's a
Nice.
lot of speed improvements and performance improvements.
Yeah, so that was the big thing with the M1s is that they have to be able to like optimize it, and
But
so
even like
third-party apps are
Rosetta
going to be
2, like
slow.
if you run some of the apps, which is like the emulator, a lot of people like ran some of the apps in there and it still did like really well. Like they ran some
Yeah, there's no
benchmarks.
doubt that the new SoC has got a lot of horsepower to it. Like, I'm not debating that,
Not
but
even that,
there's
I'm
also
saying Rosetta 2 they did a great job with.
oh, you just mean the porter and the emulator in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, I trust. No, I take that back. I don't usually trust Apple when they release a product that it's going to be good, but they did a good job here, and they deserve credit for that. The M1 Max are great, and a lot of people do use Photoshop and Adobe on their
Max.
Macs.
Yeah.
I think that's dumb. If you're going to be doing any sort of real photo
Yeah.
editing, you should get a real computer and do it
Yep.
because you need
Well, it depends on
in
if you're. A lot of photographers travel a lot. So.
yeah, no, there's definitely a place for it. There's totally a place for it, and there's a reason a lot of people do it. But if you're you wouldn't do it on a Mac. Like that would be dumb. So,
Yeah.
it's. I'm glad that it's here, and I think the M1s are only going to get better with the number of
Yeah, I think.
highly used apps that are natively
I
supported.
didn't watch the video, but apparently Luke Miani like released a video that said like he calculated the how fast the M1X or whatever the next generation like for the iMacs like how fast they're gonna be.
Oh, you like tried to give a estimate or something?
Yeah, although I have a prediction and I really hope it's wrong. But I feel like Apple.
You think they're going to be trash?
No, I feel like Apple accidentally made the M1 MacBook Air like too powerful, and I feel like on the next M2 MacBook Air, or whatever the next one is, they're gonna like slow it down or something like that, and it's gonna cause like a huge controversy. I hope they don't.
Well, then just buy the M1.
Well, by then they would stop making them. So
Then buy an M1 now.
yeah, I know. I'm just
Um,
saying. I hope they don't do that. Hopefully they just improve it and then like minor.
Yeah, that
improve
should
the
be the
MacBook
goal.
Air. Yeah.
All the time. Yeah, I doubt they would do that. I think they're gonna make it equivalent, and they're gonna greatly improve the MacBook Pro.
Yeah.
That would be my guess, and they're gonna blame it on thermals.
I'm waiting for the Mac Pro, M1 Mac Pro, or whatever the Apple Silicon Mac
Yeah.
Pro. It's gonna be sick.
It's good. Oh my god, it's gonna be so cool.
It's gonna be so
Can't
cool.
wait, dude.
So it says Photoshop will now be 1.5 times faster than running on Intel. So let's see. so that app will open up quickly apparently. Um, so yeah, so it said it. So it was previously in beta. I think we talked about this at one point about how anyone could download it, but now it's being automatically updated for everyone, which is cool.
Nice.
And I still think the M1 Mac Mini could be like the best $600 you could spend like on a computer right now.
Probably. I know in the PC world that's not going to get you very far.
Yeah.
It's not going to get you as far as the Mac Mini.
Sorry, I'm gonna Actually, I don't know if I'll rephrase that. I think if you're a content creator or someone that like does content creation, then I think it is. If you're a gamer, I don't think it's the best for gaming.
No.
Unless
you're a gamer,
although if you do get an eGPU, it could be.
maybe, but you can get a half decent rig for $1,000, and that's what it's going to cost you at least if you get a Mac Mini plus eGPU. So
yeah, that's true. Okay, so if you're a content
if you're a content creator or a passive
just
user,
even a person that uses
just a normal everyday want to browse something and
probably
just want
the best computer you could
it probably is. I've never been a huge fan of the Mac Mini. I don't love the form factor. I think it looks awkward a lot of places, and I
agreed.
Generally think that they're very underpowered, and so for a lot of people, I don't think they make sense. I think this is the exception. I think it's got a nice little kick in horsepower.
I don't get why they can't change. Well, I mean, like I kind of understand. So I forget who talked about this, but like changing there's so much wasted space in it. Like they should just redesign it, like the form factor.
Yeah, but
I heard the reason was for that is because a lot of companies like rack mount these or not rack but they have like these like shelves of like Mac Minis that they like put them in, and so this would kind of screw it up if they change the form
cable
factor
to a monitor or something. Yeah,
But have you seen how much wasted space is in there? In this
I have.
one?
It's absurd. I think it'd be really funny as if they just like slapped like a big chunk of copper in it and raised the price by like $300. We're like, you can run it forever. I think that would be really funny, but they're not going to do that.
I don't think so.
And it would be dumb. But
they should try to make the Mac Mini. Try to make like the smallest possible M1 Mac like ever.
They can do it. I
wonder how small they could get it.
I bet they could get it pretty damn small.
Like you have one Thunderbolt port and like that's it.
No, you need two because you need one for.
Okay, fine. Well,
how about no? They should have
power. If you get a dock, you can do power. You can also do.
But they shouldn't force you to. I don't think they should force you to do dock. I think they have one USB-C, two USB-C, two USB-A.
You mean two Thunderbolt, two USB-A?
Yeah. Sorry, that's
what it's not Thunderbolt then.
If it's not Thunderbolt, then it's not. But then you could have theoretically you could have dock.
I'm just trying to make it as small as possible. Like,
you're not getting a form factor.
They could make it a size of this hard drive, I bet.
And on that hard drive, you could definitely fit two USB-A and two Thunderbolt 3.
Probably.
Easily.
Depends on how thick you want it.
No, easy. So, I think that's a reasonable thing. Thunderbolt 3, I would love to see somebody put together a computer that like only has Thunderbolt 3. I think that'd be kind of funny.
Well, like, if you get a dock, then like you can really run anything.
No, I know, but I mean, look at what Thunderbolt 3 can do. It can produce, you can use it as stuff. You can use it as an image display with equivalent bandwidths to DisplayPort
and power up to like over 100 watts.
Power, it can do a lot. It can do obviously all your peripherals easy.
Yeah.
Like data sharing, it's got 40 gigabit.
GPU.
Like it can do. It's so versatile.
Oh, Ethernet. You can do networking,
and it's cost effective and it's sturdy. Yeah. Like Micro B was like marketed as the same thing when it first came out because power.
Yeah. Because
Micro B is so flimsy, like it wears out so easily.
Yeah.
But like
the only thing about
Thunderbolt is
Thunderbolt's really expensive. Like I bought like a cable that was like probably like 3 feet, not even, and it was like $25.
It'll get cheaper as time goes on. It's still relatively new in the tech world, or at least in consumer tech.
For my LG,
it's probably 2 or 3 years old in the tech world. So it'll cost will come down with time. I'm not worried about that.
But yeah, I definitely think it's the future.
I agree. I mean,
and I think that's what I think that's what Apple thought. But I think they were too early.
Well, they didn't put it on their iPhones.
Oh, and they didn't put it. Well, no one puts it on their phones.
Come on. Yeah, they do.
No, they put
Well, yeah.
USB-C on the phones. They don't put Thunderbolt.
Oh, yeah. No, that's what I mean. To me, in
No,
my
I think
brain...
Thunderbolt, no matter what plug it is, I think Thunderbolt is the future.
Yeah, not for phones. Phones will get by with USB-C, I think. I think Thunderbolt would be a little aggressive for them.
Yeah.
But I think for anything bigger than a phone, even a tablet, I think Thunderbolt 3 would be reasonable.
Yeah.
If iPad, here's the thing. If Apple wants the iPad to be a computer replacement, it needs Thunderbolt 3.
It does it have it right now?
I have
For
no idea.
some reason, I know
I'll look it up.
it can power a display. Let's see. Does iPad Pro have
iPad Pro have
Thunderbolt 3?
Thunderbolt 3.
iPad Pro does not have Thunderbolt 3, but
There you go, Apple. Here's your next.
But it can power it can power some displays.
Don't care.
Though.
Apple, if you want it to be a computer replacement, your next edition needs to have Thunderbolt 3.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Could we even say 2? Maybe 2 Thunderbolt 3s? I don't know if they would do that.
Oh, I don't want to be too aggressive, you know.
That's true. That's true.
People say I have high expectations for Apple.
Yeah. Just make it Thunderbolt 3. Or actually, it'll be Thunderbolt 4 by that time.
It'll be Thunderbolt 4.
Because right now the Mac Mini has Thunderbolt 4, and so does all these Macs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the only thing with the Apple Silicon is right now they're running really low on like how many ports, like how much bandwidth there is like in ports.
I wonder what Apple is doing with the silicon shortage. I wonder if they can still crank out MacBooks.
They definitely have like they bought like all the silicon and just have it like
stashed
in their like warehouses.
They've just been
they're like
stockpiling
suckers.
silicon.
Like we're gonna.
Haha. Our fabs don't go down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Let's see. What's our next one? This one sounds interesting. Amazon's secret home robot Vesta is reportedly in late prototype stage of development. So Amazon appears to have reached the late prototype stage in creation of its secretive home robot codenamed Vesta, claims a new report from Insider, which is a tech website or website. The device has been under development for around 40 years now and has more than 800 employees working.
I'm sorry,
on it.
what? Oh, 4. It sounded like you said 40. It's like, what?
No,
4.
No, 4.
Okay,
4.
that makes
The
sense.
company hasn't even been around for 40 years. If the robot launches, it will be one of Amazon's biggest and most ambitious new products in mold of Echo, Kindle, and the Fire Phone. Why even include the Fire Phone? No one uses the Fire Phone. The Fire Phone is dead.
Yeah, the Fire Phone is dead. The Fire Phone's been dead since it launched.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like the Echo and Kindle have been good products, but like no, not the Fire Phone.
Wow, we're really going after this thing.
Yeah.
With good reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
It'll be great. I'll have a friend to hang out with.
Finally, you'll have a friend.
Yeah. Talkin Tech with Jake and Vesta.
Yeah, I'll be replaced. Yeah, it's just it's an hour-long Amazon commercial. It's just Apple's releasing Amazon's releasing a competitor and it's better.
Apple released a new iPhone today.
Amazon Fire Phone 4 is coming out. We don't care. That'd be pretty funny. Maybe we should get it. Maybe we should put it on the show.
Yeah. We'll have it. Yeah, it'll be our third one.
It'll be our little helper.
Yeah. It'll bring us snacks. We gotta get snacks.
It'll bring us food. Perfect.
Exactly.
Cool. I think robots in the home is going to happen. I think it'll happen in the next 10 years. I don't think it'll be cost effective until...
Yeah, those Roombas are like expensive. Those like
we have a Roomba and they suck. Actually, I hate our Roomba. Yeah, it doesn't clean as well as a lot of other vacuums, and it gets stuck on stuff. Like if I have my desk here, I have like an old Xbox under it and 2 chairs, and it'll find a way to squeeze itself under my desk. But then because of the way it has just a little bumper on the front, and when I'm trying to get my hands in frame. There's a little bumper on front, and when it hits something, it just sort of turns like 30 degrees and tries to keep going, and it'll keep turning the same way until it can
Oh,
move.
so yeah.
So it gets stuck under stuff, like, and it like can't get out, and you have to go help it. So it's not really like you can just turn it on and like walk
Well,
away.
and how does it do with stairs? I was gonna say stairs is probably a huge issue
So
because you can't go down.
they have little sensors that are just like these tiny little towers, and you put them on top of things, and it's just an artificial wall. It knows where the sensor is, and
No,
it'll
no,
say,
no.
"All right,
Oh,
I'm
but
going
it
to keep
can't go.
this."
No, I'm saying like it can't go up and down stairs.
No, it
right?
can't go up and down stairs.
Yeah,
no.
so like you kind of have to like be there.
You
where
have to
it's-
pick it up and move it
yeah,
eventually.
move it, yeah, which kind of sucks.
The one thing that I find really cool and is like really interesting is like I have it on like I have like 3 levels to my house, and I have it on the middle level, which is like the big one, and it's sort of open, and it will, if you turn it on and leave it for like, because the space is big, it takes like a couple hours because it maps out the room actually. Like when it runs into something, it'll put like a little dot in its AI. And so
Yeah.
it can map out the room over a couple hours, and then it can figure out when it's done cleaning. So if when it like starts repeating the same areas, it can map itself and be like, all right, we're done. And when it's done, if it's on the correct level, it actually knows where its charging port is, and it will go back to it and
Oh,
like
that's kinda
plug
cool.
itself
Yeah,
in.
so
So
you
it's
don't
actually
have to
kind of,
worry
that
about
part's
that.
kind of cool. But
So
like I said, it doesn't.
What they gotta do though is they gotta make a 2-in-1 vacuum cleaner and lawnmower, so it'll just go
Oh
outside
my
when
god,
it's done,
genius!
and it'll just cut the lawn.
That is big brain move.
I'm gonna trademark that.
Yeah, you got to start putting
Patent,
that
patent.
patent it. Yeah, you got to go patent that.
There's some have you seen the like you were saying it like maps stuff out. If have you seen Stasi Labs just did a video on him installing 10 gig internet in his house or Ethernet, and so I think it's Ubiquity, I believe, has like an app, and you walk around with your phone, and it uses AR, and you like walk around your house, and it will like scan it, and then it will actually tell you, and you label what kind of like walls they are, like if it's a thick wall or concrete or drywall or stuff like that, and it will actually tell you like where to place your routers, which I thought was kind of cool.
That's a cool idea, because a lot of people don't know.
Yeah, you don't
Like
yeah.
even my parents don't like think about it and don't think twice. They'll put it in a corner of a room, and so
Yeah, they
it gets
just shove it
terrible.
under the TV.
Yeah.
With closed wood doors. And
Yeah, so it's that's a smart app.
Yeah,
They
I was
would
like-
have to make it. I will say they'll have to make it super user friendly. Is
Yeah,
it
I
has
think
to
that- I
literally
think
be
they
like
did.
you sort
I
of
wanna
turn
test
around
it out
and then
as- I kind of want to do a review.
that's
of
a
it
great
because it
idea.
Sounds cool. Yeah.
nice job. That's something
There's
I
stuff
haven't heard.
their stuff's like pretty expensive though, so
Well,
yeah.
oh, you mean you have to buy like a dedicated device for it?
Yeah, I believe it works with their systems.
Oh.
I'll look into it though. I'll look into it. And
Well,
maybe I'll
I
make a
can't
video
really
on
fault them for coming up with a useful tool and then asking to only use it for themselves. I can't. That's like, all right, fair enough. Your competitors should just do it.
it. Yeah, and it like
So-
but it like does a 3D model of like your like house. I don't know. I want to look into it because it sounds like a cool idea. And if someone hasn't come up with one that's for like any router, then like we should look into that.
Yeah,
Patent-
that's a patent it. Yeah, that's a. I would say that's a smart invention. Yeah. How do we get on this? Oh yeah, Amazon House Robots.
Yeah.
They're neat.
Talkin Tech
Probably-
with Jake Invest.
Probably won't be coming for a while. At least not in any price effective way.
Yep. Okay, so a quick one is
Fast. Super
yes,
fast.
Samsung is going to host another Unpacked event, which I was saying, on March 17th. So that's coming up really soon. 4 days.
4 days, yeah.
So that's,
What day is that? It's
Is that Wednesday?
Wednesday.
So maybe should we do a live stream? Maybe.
Depends on the time,
Yeah.
because
So
I
it
have
says it's-
things.
Yeah. Okay.
But maybe depends on
yeah,
the time.
Well,
If not, we'll try and
it's
do a
at
stream
10
after
a.m.
the game.
Eastern time. Okay, so maybe we'll
Can't
do
do that.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a stream after that.
Maybe that after that. We'll see. It depends on what they release.
Yeah.
So what I find interesting though is it says live on youtube.com/Samsung, because Samsung and Google don't really get along anymore. Like now it's Samsung and Microsoft kind of get along. But I find that kind of strange that like they're live streaming it through YouTube. Like I know Apple like does their own through like their own custom one, and for some reason I thought Samsung did that too, but maybe not.
I guess not.
Yeah.
I will probably be watching on YouTube because I love YouTube.
Yeah,
Big
I also
fan of
like you.
YouTube.
Yeah,
I
me as
wish
well.
there were more competitors because it would be more competitors would be a blessing and a curse because more competitors would make YouTube have to treat their creators better, which I actually think is a big issue. I think YouTube needs to
The
treat their
amount of
creators better.
AdSense money they take from creators is like crazy.
Not only that, I mean, there's a whole host of issues,
Yeah.
but there's also a curse there where then creators would be on different platforms and it makes my job a little harder, and I would gripe about that, I'm sure, but I think in the end, I wish
Well, I
YouTube
think
had a
there are
smart
some
direction.
other competitors, but they're not like big
Not
competitors like
anything big.
Vimeo, Daily Motion, or whatever. But
Not
they're not.
anything. Not anything substantial enough to really pose a threat.
JakeTube.com.
JakeTube.com. Gotta make it. No, the only other one, like the other one I think of is I forget the name of it, but a couple of YouTubers who I watch made their own streaming platform,
Oh,
um,
like Linus.
like Linus, but no,
What's it
that's
called?
Linus isn't on it. I don't think.
Linus has their. They have their own.
No,
What's
no,
it?
it's not Floatplane.
Not
If that's what
Floatplane.
you're thinking of.
Yeah, that's what I was
No,
thinking.
no, I'm thinking of something else.
Okay.
I forget the
Um.
name of it though. I could look
Yeah.
it up, but I don't have that much energy, or
Okay.
will to look something up.
Next up, Microsoft is ending support for the old non-Chromium Edge. No.
Oh no.
No. So
Does
the
anybody
origin.
use Edge? What is
Yeah,
it?
I don't know. I don't know why
One
anyone
time,
would.
I accidentally opened. What's their new one? What's their
Edge. It's
newest?
still Edge, but
It's
they
still
like
Edge. I
updated it.
accidentally opened Edge, and it slowed my computer down for like 5 minutes because it couldn't open. But I couldn't like it was 5 minutes is an exaggeration, but it literally was like a solid like 5 seconds, and I couldn't switch back to my Chrome tab. So like bottlenecked from my rant. Like it was just I hate it. It's the worst. It's so bad.
Yeah. I think it's gotta be the number one search thing on Edge has to be
It's
download Google
gotta
Chrome.
be like Google
Yeah,
Chrome.
download.
How do I get off this godforsaken internet browser?
I've never met anyone that uses it.
Unironically, I know people who are like, "Oh, I love Edge," and they'll like open up a tab in Edge and forget how bad it is, and then immediately close it.
Yeah. uh, but like no one, yeah, no one like yeah.
Nobody unironically uses it. I
Exactly.
concur with that.
Let's see. Next. Pivoting from NASA, apparently Russia partners with China for a lunar space station.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Ooh.
Uh, okay, this is sort of my. Alright, cool.
I
Um, yeah, I mean, I would say Russia's got the capital, China's got the infrastructure, but really they both have the capital and China has the infrastructure. So I guess Russia has the storied
They have experience.
space quest, but that was really USSR. Not, I mean, Russia has been since, but like not.
Yeah.
Also, what's up with the moon base? Because I thought the moon, like Antarctica, was used for research purposes only. Is that the idea? Is that it's going to be like the ISS but on the moon?
Maybe? I don't know. I was watching
Uh,
this show, it's on Apple TV Plus called For All Mankind. They just came out with season 2 and they have like lunar bases and stuff.
cool.
It's about if like the Russians had beat us to
Oh, if you
to
like
the moon.
shows like that, I highly recommend Man in the High Castle. It's if
Man
the
of the
Germans had won World War II,
Oh.
which is it's basically the Wolfenstein game series, but as a TV show, and with a little less sci-fi. It's more about the politics than the technology.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I'll look into that.
It's pretty good.
Let's see.
All right, a couple more.
Yeah. I guess this one's good. Apparently, Google links Android phones to Chromebooks with a new Phone Hub feature. So I know Samsung did this with Microsoft. Um, oh, was it? Is it just Microsoft or is it any Android phone? Might be any Android phone. But if you have, I know at least if you have a Samsung and you open this a Your Phone app, and then you can control your phone screen from in there. You can also it has like built-in apps, so you can use like the phone, or you could like use text messages. So it's kind of like iCloud, but for like
Yeah, this is
and
one
you don't have
time
to
I'm
have
gonna
your phone
say
there.
Apple did it first, and Apple probably did it better.
Yeah, I do like how you can control your phone though. I mean, I don't really think
I
that's
don't
super
think it's.
useful,
I was
but
gonna say I
like,
don't see a whole
but
lot of
it's cool that
advantage
you
to
have
that.
the option.
Yep, I've said it
But
before. I'll say it again.
yeah, so this
Giving the end
says
user more options can't go wrong.
so you can enable a hotspot. You can enable the hotspot on the phone. You can silence
Cool,
the phone, and
cool.
you can also locate the phone.
Also
And then
very
there's
cool.
also recent Chrome tabs, so you can like if you have
Interesting.
something on your phone, you can open it up. And then it also looks like is this
Here's the other thing. This is all
so
super
Chrome
cool,
OS
but
gets an AirDrop competitor. So
this
they're
is this is all super cool. But there's one glaring issue that we've all overlooked. Can you guess it?
the schools are probably or people are probably gonna like block it, like the
No,
schools.
no. But you're thinking on the right track. It's a Chromebook.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're gonna get any work done, don't use a Chromebook. Like,
Yeah.
and so I mean, I guess maybe for like your aunt who goes on Facebook and needs to do her taxes once in a while, this would be handy because she can look at Facebook from her phone and
It like
drop pictures
basically,
of
if you're
her
gonna
two
get a
little kids off.
Chromebook, if you're gonna get a Chromebook, just get an iPad at that point.
Yes, actually, well, spreadsheets. That's my one issue. Is I'm not convinced that Apple the iPad can run spreadsheets effectively yet. If they can
Oh
prove
well,
me
I guess
wrong,
if you buy the it's like $100 you can or $150 keyboard that goes with the $300 iPad, then you
I just mean
probably
I could get I don't mean that. I mean just the horsepower to do it. I just mean whether the hardware can handle it. I don't
oh
know.
iPads are like
Yeah.
really those are really powerful. They're like they used to be more powerful than the
Okay, they're not
Macs.
very powerful. Okay, Apple, they were more powerful than the Macs, then you're doing something wrong.
They were like about as powerful as the Intel Macs.
Oh my god. Apple, what are you doing?
They are
You
very powerful.
absolute
They are very
bumbling
powerful.
morons.
I'm telling you, they are really powerful.
Okay,
Like your
then
iPhone's also really powerful.
my iPhone is not very powerful. Then
Okay.
you're right. Then you should just get an iPad.
You heard it here. Tim says you should get an iPad.
No, I said if you're gonna get a Chromebook, you should
So it
just get
said
an iPad.
they
You shouldn't
also
get either.
so it says they also are coming out with a feature which is basically like AirDrop but for Google
Cool.
Google Drop. I guess I don't know what it's called. Um, and then it also looks like you can do what does this say? A new screen capture tool. And you can it's just like virtual desktop improvements. I don't know. Okay, no. Oh, I see this. I see this. So I don't know if you on Macs you have like that mission control thing, and I think you have it on Windows too, kind of. You know what I'm talking about? Mission control, and then you can have like multiple desktops.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're doing basically that. So basically, they're
Okay,
just copy.
that's handy.
Yeah,
I'm a fan of that.
I use that on mine. But yeah, so they're doing that. So yeah, so I think that just about wraps up this episode. Are you good? You're good with that?
I'm good.
Okay. Thank you everyone for watching. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Assuming that you use Facebook, but no one really uses Facebook. At the Tech Prof JB. Also head over to our forum at thetechprofessor.net and press that little blue join button if you want to get access to exclusive content and behind the scenes footage. And that is Tim, and I'm Jake, the Tech Professor, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.